Hey guys, in this lesson we're going to talk about taking a fraction to a decimal and to a percent. So starting out, if you have a fraction, to go to a decimal, you need to divide the numerator by the denominator. I always say top dog in the house. So see how the 3 here is inside the house. Every time, every fraction, the top member goes inside the house when you're dividing. Then all you gotta do is add your decimal point and a 0, and how many times does 5 go into 30? 6 times. Bring your decimal up, and you get 6/10. To go to a percent is similar. You gotta start out by the same way and divide your numerator by your denominator. And they use abbreviations, then multiply it by 100. So they did the same things. They got to the 6/10, multiply it by 100, and got to 60%. Another way you can kind of do it is by equivalent fractions. So see how we've got 3/4. You can times that by 25 to get to 100, and you can times the numerator by 25 to get to 75. Then 75 hundredths, again, there's your 100, gives you 75%. Percent is always out of 100. Percent is always out of 100. Think about your test. Percent is always out of 100% is the highest that you can get. So flip your paper over and let's do some examples together. You can pause and try them on your own and then check them, or watch the video for the first 2 and then check the second 2. So here we go. We've got 17/20. So we're going to change this strategy. Not change it, but we're not going to do top dog in the house because I know that already I can get the denominator of 20 to be 100 pretty easily. So I'm going to just times it by 5, and I'm going to do the same to the numerator, and I get 85. So we've changed it to 85 hundredths. Again, that is 85 hundredths as a decimal. So did you hear it? 85 hundredths is the same as 85 hundredths written as a decimal. Sorry, my decimal point is not very neat. So they are equivalent. So now we've changed it from a fraction, got it to a denominator of 100, and then changed it to a decimal. So again, when we multiply it by 100, you can move your decimal over twice, and our percentage is going to be 85%. Make sure you're filling this in your notes paper. So 9/16 isn't as easy as the last one was because 16 doesn't get to 100 very easily. So this is when we top dog in the house. So the 9 goes in the house and the 16 goes on the outside. We can't do that, so we need to add a decimal and a 0. And it goes in 5 times, and that is 80. We have 10 left over. Add another 0 and bring it down. And it goes in 6 times, and it's 96. 4 left over, add another 0, and it goes in twice. 32. 6 left over, add another 0, goes in 5 times, and we get 60. So here, we gotta bring our decimal straight up. So there is your decimal, 5,625 10,000ths. So I'm gonna write that over here to help myself get it to be a percent. Remember, you gotta multiply it by 100 or move your decimal back twice. So it is 56.25%. Why don't you try this one on your own and pause the video now and do it and then come back and check it and see if you get it right. Okay, so let's go ahead and check this one. We're gonna top dog it in the house, 2 and 3. The 2 goes in the house. Bring our decimal up. It goes into it 6 times, and that's gonna be 18. We got 2 left over. Interesting. We're gonna bring it down again. 20 again, 6 again, 18, 2 again. So that means this is gonna be a repeating decimal. So you just give it a little hat, and that's your repeating decimal sign. That tells me that no matter what, it's just gonna keep on going with 6s. So if I write it down here to then bring down over our decimal, and we're gonna get 66 because remember there's a bunch of sixes behind it. 0.6, repeating percent as our percentage. So let's try this next one, 7 eighths. So 7's going to go in the house, 8's on the outside. Bring down your decimal and your 0. Bring up your decimal, and it's going to go in 8 times, which would be 64. Sorry about the dog. And bring down your decimal. 8 goes into 60, 7 times, and that's 56. 4 left over. Add another 0. That's going to go in evenly with 40, 5 times. There we go. So it's 875 thousandths. We're going to move our decimal back twice, so we get 87.5%. Make sure you do the practices next. Good job.